Welcome back. Another edition of Build Your Legacy Insurance Edition podcast. What's up, Bill? How are you, man?
I'm good, man. You doing all right?
You know what? I can't complain.
Nobody would listen.
I was going to say, that is one lesson I've learned. So we've done a few episodes here recently. We're fast approaching the end of 2025 and ramping up for 2026. And so we wanted to come on here and talk about planning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? We did 2 episodes way back, episodes 17 and 19.
Right about a year ago, probably.
Yep, right about a year ago. And we talked about both carrier planning or planning with your carriers, as well as just general agency planning.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so we wanted to revisit that because we've touched on some topics here recently that kind of go hand in hand with planning. And so wanted to sort of tackle planning within an agency as we move to the end of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, look, and I think the first thing to planning is prepare.
Yes.
Prepare. So whether it's listen to our podcast from last year, whether it's look at industry news, get some data in, just prepare.
Growing up, my dad would say you got to live life by the 4 Ps: prior preparation prevents poor performance, or something like that.
Okay.
So, again, preparation, right?
Yeah.
Get prepared to plan.
I think that would be the start. And I don't know if we hit on that last year or not, but that's my first step, I guess, is let's see what's out there. What's going on?
What's going on in the industry? What's going on in the market? And maybe that's a good topic for future conversation is trends.
Well, what's going on today is not what was going on last year, for sure.
100%, because things are changing. Been in a hard market. We're starting to see it soften a little bit.
Thankfully,
we just talked about Boston on a recent episode, and we talked about not only what SIAA is doing with SIAA Next, but even our carriers and all the data-driven, AI-driven investments they're making to help agencies in today's market.
I know that would be different than what we said last year.
Yes,
I do think you need to plan right now for technology.
Yes.
For systems, for AI. That needs to be a focus right this second.
Yes, it does. Like we said on that episode, if you're not investing in that as an agency, you're going to get left behind.
And that it goes back to my planning, because there's so much technology out there right now. There's so many people with AI. You better get up to speed and understand what you need for your agency, because if you don't know, again, you're going to get left behind. We said that. Mm-hmm. But you're not going to know what to pick either.
Right.
So that preparation is, I think, key when it comes to the technology AI piece of this.
I agree. I think the other side to this is we did an episode on growth recently. And to grow, you've got to plan to grow. Yeah. Right? It just doesn't happen.
Plan to write that new business.
Yeah, plan to write that new business. Make that a focal point of your planning preparation, right?
Well, and you hit on it. The market, we're seeing some softening of it.
We are.
I have heard some carriers recently with some decreases coming in different
initiatives
segments
for growth, right?
So you can't count on that escalating of premium to give you more commission and more growth in your agency for 2026. I don't believe.
You're going to have to go get it. Yeah. Right. You're going to have to go get it. And, the carriers, they've done their planning already. They're now coming to the agents that are their points of distribution and wanting to plan with them, looking for that growth. Right. And if you're, you want to plan with them for the strengthening of that relationship for sure. Right. Yeah. But you also want to plan with them to understand where they are in the market. What are they doing? What are those tools that they're putting in place to help you write more business, to help make your life or your staff's lives more efficient and effective, to make working with them easier. Yeah. And that can help you determine, what ultimate plan you're putting together with them.
You got to plan for what you need internally first.
Correct.
But you got to know what they're doing.
Yes, because that's going to dictate it a little bit. For sure.
Absolutely. You don't want to plan with somebody that's not planning to grow themselves. If they haven't taken the right actions in 2025 and they need to take different corrective actions in 2026, you need to be prepared for that.
You do. And I think that's one of the things, listening back to those old episodes prior to this, that we kind of stressed and we'll stress here today is you want to plan with the right people.
Yeah.
Whether that's a carrier partner or even planning with the right people in your agency, right? If you have staff, you want to plan with the right people and you want to make sure that one, the the plans you're putting together, the goals you're putting in place are achievable.
We'll say this. There are certain carriers out there and maybe certain people out there that are always going to push and they want more. And sometimes they're giving you a number that just doesn't make sense.
Right.
So to your point, make sure it's achievable for you. Don't just look at it and like, well, I'm going to plan for this because John Doe came in my office from this company and said I need to do that.
Yeah.
Well, if that doesn't work for you, you need to say something.
Yeah. Yeah. It goes back to that relationship, right?
Yeah, it does.
In building that trust and that credibility, but from a carrier perspective, but even from a staff perspective, right? If someone's writing $25,000 a year in new revenue, let's not go try to plan for them to write 200.
That's right.
Right.
Unless you know something that we don't.
Right. Let's try to get them from 25 to 35.
Yeah.
How do we make that an achievable goal to where we're all growing together? Right?
Yeah. And if your retention's 80, you're not going to take it to 100.
Right.
Hopefully it's 90, 92. Can you get it to 93, 94? What are some things that you can do, you can plan for, you can use technology to bump you that point or two that you need?
No, I agree completely. And I think the other side of that planning is, looking at your compensation. I mean, we talk about with our members all the time, the 5 layers of compensation.
Yeah.
Right. I would say for agents that are watching this that aren't members, one, we've got episodes where we break down how our members are paid and how they generate more income and how we drive dollars to the bottom line. But when you're planning with your agency, you want to make sure you're planning with those carriers that are investing back in you.
Know who's paying you.
Yes, 100%. Right.
And if you don't know, or if nobody's paying you, you should be calling us.
Right.
But
well, it goes back to that preparation side of things, right? Part of that preparation is doing your due diligence on where you are with those carriers now, what your projections are for your long-term profitability this year, your profit sharing, those types of things. And that should be a factor in the planning process for you.
Look back the year before, try to see who's paying you, what they're paying you. Can you find some consistencies there? If you can, do you think you can repeat that?
Right.
If you don't have guarantees in place, you may not be able to repeat it. Maybe you can guess for it, but if you don't have some guarantees there, again, it's something you need to consider and go back and look at the 5 layers of compensation to figure out where you can get guarantees.
Right. Completely agree. Well, I think the key thing for this is, one, make sure you do your due diligence up front, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and prepare to plan.
Plan for it.
Right? Yeah, plan for it. And then from there, make sure you're planning with the right people. Make sure the plans you're putting in place are achievable, right?
Yep.
And then make sure that, when you go through that process, you're planning with the people that pay you.
That's right.
And then from there, go get them. Right. That's the name of the game.
Yeah. Enjoy the game, right?
Yeah. Enjoy the game. Let's go grow. So
good deal, man. Well, I appreciate you coming back to Jacksonville here, and
always great. Always great to be in Jacksonville. Always great to see you.
Good seeing you.
We'll do it again here soon.
All right. Hit like, subscribe, give us a topic.
Yes. Topics, please.
Love some more for next year.
All right, guys. We'll see you later.
All right. See ya. Thanks for tuning in. You can catch our Build Your Legacy Insurance Edition podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, or send us over a topic recommendation at podcast@siaofnc.com. If you're interested in learning more about what we do, visit us online at www.siaofnc.com. We hope you enjoyed our newest episode. See you next week.